Welcome to 5 and 5 from the One Stop Co-op Shop, where we discuss 5 key elements of a game in about 5 minutes. I'm Michael Kelly, and today we're looking at Planet Apocalypse from Petersen Games. Quick disclaimer that I was sent a review copy of the game. My main experience with Petersen Games has been playing the Cthulhu Wars series, which I find to be a lot of fun. So when I heard they were doing another big game series with huge miniatures and a similar theme, I was excited to try it out. But did they do co-op as well as they did competitive? Let's find out and get to the list. We're starting off with a pro at number 5, and that's how the enemies activate and ramp up throughout the game. The enemy turn in the game is super simple. You move all the units around the board, you roll attacks only if they're on the same space as a player, and this is all really quick. Probably won't take you more than 20 or 30 seconds, which is great because the hero turns are fast too, so you want to keep things kind of in parity. But also I like the consistent ramp up and increasing tension of the game, with the despair token always moving around based on player count, triggering bigger enemy spawns, and eventually moving the boss along the track toward you and spawning a huge Circle 4 demon, which is super intimidating. It's all simple to resolve, but totally fits the desperate theme of the game. We're moving to a mix at number 4, and it's one of the more unique elements of the game, and those are the troop cards you can recruit or leave in ambush. On the positive side, I like the conflicting choices here. You have to be back on the start space to recruit troops, which might not be where you want to be if you want to take the fight to the enemy. And you can either keep troops with your heroes as basically meat shields or sometimes attack bonuses, but you can also put them down on spaces, giving the game sort of a tower defense feel where they get automatic attacks on enemies as they move in. But on the negative side, at least with the maps that come with the core game, it's not necessarily exciting to go back to the start or even stay there multiple turns in a row to build up troops. And also after several plays, I found what I think is the ideal way to lay your troops out, so it became a little bit samey, again at least with the core content. But we're back to pro with number 3, sort of the counterpoint to number 5, and that's the player turns and especially combat in the game. You start each turn with a team phase where you can recruit, level up, or heal each other, adding some nice cooperation to the game. And then each hero in order can take up to 3 actions, moving, attacking, or putting down troops for ambush. And these turns are lightning quick, super easy to resolve, but still give some good tactical choices. Additionally, while combat is purely a bunch of dice rolling and can be super random, I still found it pretty fun, especially when you're fighting the boss, which is a grueling knockdown tug of war every time. And there's another pro at number 2, my absolute favorite thing about the game, and that's how your characters level up through the gift system. Each of the characters, 6 in the core game, has a unique special ability, a unique flaw that hinders them, a unique set of upgrades and combinations. But the genius design element, something I love, is the gift system. You have an offer of gifts to choose from, and you buy them, some costing more than your regular level up, and cover the space on your character board. So every time you level up, you're actually leveling up twice. One specific to your character that'll stay consistent from game to game, and another one coming from a random assortment of abilities, which will encourage you to try out different combos and different builds for your character every time. But unfortunately, we are coming down to a full con for number 1, although it might be a mix or pro for you, and that's the amount of content you get for the money you're spending in the base game. So here's the thing, when you open up this huge box, you're going to see where the majority of the money you spent went, and that is on these huge miniatures, which I think look really great, even though they're disgusting demons. But if big miniatures don't excite you much, and I'll be honest, they aren't that much of a selling point for me, you're going to find the content's a bit bare for what you paid. You get 2 scenarios, which mechanically are almost identical, 2 level 4 demons, 1 boss, which is a killer, and just not a lot of other stuff for variety. Now looking at the big expansions, and there are 4 of them, they add a ton of stuff. New troops to play around with, different regions to set your game, all new scenarios, 2 per expansion, extra minions, extra bosses. But those expansions are each $60 to $80 in their own right. So again, if you're like me and the huge plastic isn't a selling point, then you're going to feel like you're not getting enough bang for your buck. And that transitions nicely into my final thoughts, because overall, I really like the design here. I think the mix of kind of unique character playing and tower defense is a lot of fun. I think the ramp up is great, the character upgrading is phenomenal, the tactical choices are fun, the dice combat is exciting, but the core box does not have enough variety for extended play. You are going to need to put down money for at least one, if not two or three or all four of these big expansions to really get an experience with legs and lasting power. Now again, if you love huge miniatures, if you like the demon theme or the sort of Lovecraftian feel, if you're a big fan of something like Kingdom Death Monster and don't blink at putting down $100 for a box, this is going to be a no-brainer for you. I think you will love this game. But for me, while I really like the gameplay, I don't think I can justify paying all that extra money, and without those extra boxes, I'm not sure this one's going to stay around too long. Good gaming, and I'll see you at the next stop.